Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, and of course, drop a comment down below. One, goes a massive way to helping out the channel, and two, I really do love hearing back from you guys. One, gives a nice good sense of community within the channel, and two, I love hearing back from you guys whether you're going for certain colour schemes on certain minis, like, I don't know, certain Astra Militarum colour schemes or Gene Stealer Cults colour schemes or anything like that, or even if you're not from the UK and you're just starting out your journey here in Combat Patrol magazine, or if there's certain issues that you're looking forward to and stuff like that, goes a massive way to helping out the channel, and it's always really good to hear back from you. Anywho, this week we are on issue number 83 of Good Old Combat Patrol magazine. It is part 1 of 2 of our World Eater Jakhals. So we don't have many issues left, and they are spreading it as much as possible. So with this one, we just get the one single sprue. Obviously, next week we will get the remainder of the minis, and we'll get the bases for these chappies. So gives us 10 minis in total. And yeah, they're pretty cool. So these are your kind of armorless, or nearly armorless minis. These chappies have sometimes spikes driven through their skin. They have metal kind of blended into their flesh and stuff like that. And they all seem to have a thing for looking like Bane, or like they're straight out of Mad Max or something like that. But yeah, pretty cool. And I must admit, if I'm picking weapons for these chappies, I prefer the axes over the swords. In all honesty, the axes look far better than chainswords for this type of army. So I will try to go for that way as much as possible. So yeah, but really, really cool stuff. Obviously, you got to keep that as close to hand as possible, ready for next week when we get part 2 and we can actually get these guys built. Anywho, talking about building, obviously it's a first issue with certain minis, so we get the build guide for these chappies. You are going to want all of it. You have interchangeable parts for a lot of it as well, so depending on which hand it's going to be, whether it's for right hand or left hand that you may be using, and maybe needing to change up. Certain heads for certain minis as well, so you get to play around with that, have a bit of fun and enjoy yourself, and you'll have some extra little bits and pieces like these little kind of tabardy bits and all that type of stuff, so you get to change it how you go. So if you're building a big World Eaters army, you could have a mix and match of all of it all together, if you really, really wanted to anyway. But otherwise, they're not too bad. They're pretty cool. They're a different kind of soldier, which makes them a little bit more interesting. They're a little bit more feral, a little bit nutty, and yeah, sometimes we just love that. But otherwise, when you're done, obviously you're going to have 10 of these bad boys, and they're going to be ready for painting, which we'll get the paint guide for them next week, but generally it's going to be fairly straightforward, in all honesty. Moving on from there, we get a little bit of lore about the World Eaters here. So this is all to do with the Shattered Legion. So thousands of years ago, the 12th Legion of the Space Marines were known as the Warhounds. They fought during the Great Crusade, and their Primarch, Angron, was restored to them. Their transformation into World Eaters, their fall into chaos, and the shattering of their legion is a story of anguish, woe, and betrayal. During the Great Crusade, the lost Primarch of the 12th Legion, Angron, was discovered leading a revolt of slave gladiators. The Emperor, unwilling to delay the crusade, kidnapped him and placed him in charge of the 12th Legion. Enraged, Angron initially rejected his new legion, but eventually took charge and renamed them the World Eaters. Seeking to become close to their new leader, the World Eaters implanted touch devices called the Butcher's Nails in themselves. The same device Angron had received during his time as a gladiator. These induced a blood rage and dulled the senses. When the heresy began, Angron quickly turned on the Emperor, and the Legion fell to chaos. The heresy failed and the World Eaters fled into the Eye of Terror, seeking to unite the Legion once more. Their new leader, khorne, directed an assault on the planet Scalathrax. There he succumbed to the Butcher's Nails, going on a murderous rampage and killing many of his comrades. The attempt to unify the World Eaters failed, and they splintered into fractured warbands. So the World Eaters, as you can tell, are a little bit, nuts, and a little bit different. They're a little bit interesting all at the same time. So you get information about khorne the Betrayer, who is a pretty cool mini in himself, in all honesty. I do quite like that mini. You can get Angron as a mini, so you can get him the Horus Heresy version, where he's actually in full Ceramite armour, and you can get him in his more demonic form, which is the more 41st Millennium version, and stuff like that. So pretty cool, and it's a little bit interesting all at the same time. Then we get Galaxy Burning. So all to do with the Ashes of Omen story arc. So on Abaddon's ship, the Vengeful Spirit, a ritual gone awry summoned forth the great demigod Vashtor, the ruler of the Soul Forges. Upon his arrival, the ship began to mutate and tear itself apart, but all was not lost. Vashtor offered Abaddon a bargain that gave him the chance to gain a great weapon of fate-changing power. So you get a little bit more information about Vashtor. Vashtor is also a mini, but you can get your hands on as well, which is pretty cool stuff. So Abaddon's ship groaned under the force of dire chaotic energies. Vashtor, the Archthane, was brought forth, a great demigod and the Soul Forge King, far more powerful than any mere demon. And he offered Abaddon a mighty weapon in exchange for his help in gathering numerous lost artifacts. With these, Vashtor planned to create the key which would allow him to ascend to godhood. With Abaddon's agreement secured, Vashtor provides the Chaos Warlord with a fleet of vast warp ships that became known as the Arks of Omen. So, get a little bit more information about them, which is actually pretty cool. And the Arks of Omen are something that you hear every now and again. You get information about the galaxy under attack, so because obviously the Abaddon's forces do like to attack a bit here, there, and everywhere, and obviously these new scales of battle and everything like that as well, which is pretty damn cool. Then we move on. We get a little bit of fiction. So the greater good, because we don't use that clip very often.
How can this be for the greater good? The greater good.
So you get a bit more information here as well about them, and you get some nice little bits of glimpses of artwork down here as well, which is always really, really cool stuff. And yeah, genuinely pretty cool. The one of the factions that we did not get in this magazine, which is one of the ones I kind of would have wanted to have. So if I'd rolled it out to 12 factions and 12 combat patrols, I would have wanted a Tau combat patrol in there. Not for any reason, because Tau are generally deemed to be a little bit and everything like that by a lot of people. But I personally like the Tau. I think the Tau are really, really good fun. And it's been a very, very long time since I've painted any Tau, and I do kind of miss them. The weird little blue chappies. And with their fire warriors and everything like that, which are really, really cool. Anywho, enough rambling on. Fiction, not too bad from what I can tell so far from just scanning it. As I've said many times, I still really haven't caught up with all the stories that this magazine has given us. Eventually I will, but not right now. But otherwise, we get some really cool bits and pieces in there, and it's interesting to see as well. Now, we're going to move on to the campaign. So the Chaos Space Marines versus the World Eaters. This is just going through the whole combat patrol, so you are going to want every bit of the combat patrol to get through all of this. So you're going to be going for Archaeotech recovery for this battle. And obviously you're going to need everything, so you can't quite do it yet, but you can utilise them victory conditions to give it a good bit of information. The same with this one here is one, number 34. This is Forward Outpost, Orcs versus World Eaters. Another one that should be really, really good fun. And because these are two very... they like to beat each other up, type of beat up their enemies, that one should be really, really good fun, in all honesty. A very, very smashy kind of battle, which you can't knock sometimes, can you? Anywho, right, we're going to move on. Next week, obviously part 2 of the 2, so the rest of the 10 Jakhals. So we'll get that, which will be pretty cool. So it's a pretty decent little part of the combat patrol. And carrying on with the combat patrol, we're actually going to get the Khorne Berserkers, which are the full Space Marine armoured World Eater units with the Khorne headdress helmets on, which are pretty cool. They're pretty nifty, and could be really, really good fun. And we're going to get 10 of those in total as well. So, you know, definitely giving us some decent unit numbers to kind of get going with. And yeah, then we'll roll on and we get in towards like the Forge Fiend, and we've got a few other bits and pieces. But it's getting very, very close to the end, in all honesty. But of course, 40k does not end there. So, Warhammer 40k obviously is going to have a new edition. So the new edition has been announced. It's Armageddon. It is Orcs and Space Marines. Will there be a new magazine at the end of that? Time will only tell. But for now, thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for joining us on this journey. And yeah, as I say, drop a comment down below. Love hearing back from you guys. Give us your thoughts on the new edition of 40k, what's been announced so far. Are you looking forward to it? Are you looking forward to seeing some new units coming out of it? Or would you like to see more bits and pieces? Who knows? Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.